Hi, my name is Brenna Reimer, and I came from Dorothy Linus Elementary School, which is in North Vancouver. I came to Sentinel because I was interested in participating in academies and knew that they had advanced placement courses. Upon coming to the school, I didn't know very many people, so being in the French immersion program really made all the difference. The program is very small and it makes you feel like you're in your own little community. Although throughout the years a lot of people dropped out, even in my grade 12 year, there's still enough of us that you still get that really great sense of knowing everybody. And French class is always a place where you feel really relaxed and at home and comfortable. It also helps with all your other classes because you're never in a class alone. Even if your really close friends aren't in it, you always know at least a couple people from French immersion. I've learned a lot throughout French immersion as it's forced me to have better work habits, to study harder, and to actually focus in class because I'm learning in a second language. Although the transition from French to English for science might seem difficult, it actually wasn't that bad. The French teachers do an amazing job of preparing you, and when entering the chemistry class in grade 11 or whatever class it might be, you learn in less than a week all the new terms, and the transition's way easier than you might think it would be. Overall, I would recommend French to anybody who's at least thinking about it because it helps you now, and I'm sure it'll help in university as well, just generally with your work habits.
Hi, my name is Haley Hubbs, and I am a grade 12 student at Sentinel Secondary School. I came from Dorothy Linus, an elementary school in North Vancouver, and moved to Sentinel when I entered grade 8. In grade 8, I was enrolled in the French immersion program, and I also was a part of the Sentinel Hockey Academy. So that's what intrigued me to come to Sentinel, was the combination of being in French as well as participating in the sports academies. Coming to Sentinel was an amazing decision. Being in the French immersion program allowed me to meet so many dedicated students like myself, and most of us striving for similar goals academically, which always helped me and other students push themselves to their limits, having to work harder and challenge themselves every day in classes. Although French immersion was a challenge, you only needed to work hard to be able to get good grades, and it will definitely benefit you in the future, having better work habits than other students who may not have had to challenge themselves as much academically. Next year, I am headed to the University of Victoria to study in the Faculty of Science, and I am striving to obtain a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology. As well, I will be a member on the UVic varsity rowing team, so I've always had to balance school and sports, but even being in the French immersion, you can do both. You just have to manage your time wisely, and then you will be able to succeed in both your sporting commitments as well as your school commitments as well. I strongly encourage you to stick with the French immersion program. It will not only benefit you in the future, but you will make long-lasting connections with people in your class and your teachers who all want you to do your best and achieve your goals.
I'm Indy, and I've been doing French immersion for 12 years, I believe. So I started out in kindergarten at Cedardale, and then from grades 1 through 7 at PJ, and then since grade 8 here at Sentinel. I've always found that French immersion was a lot harder in comparison to English. When I talked to my friends in English, the teachers demanded a lot more effort in the work. It was a lot more time consuming, so there's a lot more homework, and there's just a higher expectation for us. But I found that was really helpful, particularly when when sciences, for example, switched to English in grade 11. I found there's a lot of things that the people in French immersion had learned that nobody in English had learned yet. We did better overall. Even this year in my AP science classes, it was almost all French immersion or former French immersion students. So I think it's definitely given me a lot better work ethic and drive to succeed. A few years ago, the beginning of grade 10, I believe, I switched to English because I thought it would just be a lot easier for me, and I didn't really appreciate the benefits I was getting from French immersion. And after about a day and a half, I decided to switch back to French because I just found that, like I said before, there just wasn't that demand for hard work. The expectations were a lot lower, And I realized that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be pushed to succeed. So overall, I found that French has just helped me a lot. Just also being able to speak a different language has given me a deeper appreciation for French culture, and it's also taught me to look at things a different way and be better at problem solving, just because I was constantly having to translate between English and French. I couldn't just think straight, kind of in a straightforward way. I had to kind of find different ways to get around the problem. So yeah, French immersion has been really beneficial to me, and I'm really glad I stayed in it for all these 12 years.
My name's Julian, and I started in French immersion in grade 6 in the late French immersion program at PJ, and so I did 2 years of French there, and then after that I came to Sentinel in grade 8 to continue with French immersion. I've done French immersion all through high school, did all the French immersion courses offered, and I'm graduating this year with a double dogwood with distinction because of the French immersion program. Also on the honor roll and plenty of other things like that. And so I really feel that French immersion helped me gain the work ethic I needed and to succeed at the high school level and later on at university. I felt that coming out of the program and transitioning into English classes in the later years, myself and my fellow French immersion students were better prepared and more eager to put in the work necessary to complete all the projects and get the good grades. And so through this French immersion program, I have no regrets doing it. And next year, I'm going to be going now to Queen's University to study a passion of mine, which is commerce, something I don't think I would have been able to do without gaining the work ethic necessary in the French immersion program.
Hi, my name is Leah Lee. Bonjour, je m'appelle Leah, and right now I am a graduating student at Sentinel Secondary School. I first started my French immersion journey when I was in 6th grade at Pauline Johnson, entering the late French immersion program. And before this, I did not know any French, learned it completely in English. And it was a really strange transition. I think the biggest part was the different culture that I was exposed to through French immersion studies, as well as the different kind of people. And I learned a lot throughout my past years in the French immersion program. You're exposed to so many diverse kinds of people, and a common theme between French immersion students are that we are extremely driven, and the French immersion program forces you to go beyond your intellectual capacity. You have to learn the skills to adapt and learn material while learning a new language. And even though it's hard, I think it's something that pushes students to be their absolute best. And I transitioned into the early French immersion program, or just the regular French immersion program at Sentinel when I was in grade 9 and 10, and that transition was definitely a large transition, and it was slightly difficult in the beginning, but the late French immersion students can thrive in the French immersion program as long as they set their minds to it. It has been one of the most influential parts of my high school journey and my academic journey overall, and now I'm able to study at Sciences Po for the next 2 years to pursue a dual degree with UBC for International Studies and International Relations at the Reims campus to specialize in Euro-North American relations. And I can certainly say that this would not have been possible without the French immersion program. So I really encourage all students to take on this challenge. It's an amazing opportunity that not a lot of students can have, and it will definitely benefit anyone who can persevere through it and learn from any obstacle that comes their way. So merci pour m'avoir écouté, et j'étais Léa Lee.